In this video, we'll talk about situational leadership. But before we define what situational leadership is, let's talk about the concept of leadership. The literature shows that the concept of leadership can be defined in different ways, but here in this presentation, I will simply focus on the leadership as a power of influencing others towards achieving a group goal or organizational goal. And the situational leader is the one who adopts different leadership styles depending on the situation. So there are different types of leadership styles which a leader can use to adopt them to situation. The first, we have a laissez-faire leadership style where the leader uses more laissez-faire way without more supervision to employees or followers. And then we have autocratic leadership style where a leader has to supervise and instruct the followers. And then we have participative leadership style where a leader has to involve the followers in decision making. So we have examples to illustrate how a leader can apply different leadership style depending on the situation. In example 1, we'll talk about an employee or a person who has just joined the organization, but this employee is somehow lazy and not well experienced. And here, a leader has to decide which leadership style to apply to a situation. This is a question that we have to ponder. Remember, this employee has just joined the organization and is not well experienced, but also is somehow lazy. Now, as a leader, you have to decide which leadership style to adopt to this kind of situations. I'll leave this question for a while for you to think about. And then we have example number 2, where we have an employee who is experienced and is in your organization, and you have left a task to him or her, and now as a leader you have to decide which leadership style would you like or would you apply to this kind of situation. So in these two situations, example number 1 and 2, you have to think about which leadership style would be relevant. For example, if a follower is not experienced, I would think of maybe more kind of democratic leadership style where you have to clarify and you have to work close to your employee to show the way of doing the task that you have assigned. And for the example number 2, I would think of more kind of a leadership style where you have to clarify the task and make the employee understand how. Sorry, for the example number 2, I would think of autocratic kind of leadership style or laissez-faire leadership style where you give an employee a room to do or to work on his own because he or she already has enough experience on that particular task. Therefore, to conclude, I would say that for any work to get done, leaders must think of adopting the right leadership style to suit the followers' development level or situation. Thank you very much for listening.